Hey guys, it's layout update time. I finally started getting the track down. As you can see, we got part of the track down over there by the backboard. I've got the track kind of pinned into place with little nails. Not this one yet, but pretty much the entire line that runs down towards the end there. Up over here, got the beginnings of the runaround done. Our two turnouts right here that are going to be going off into the backboard sort of industries right there. One over there and one all the way back here. These two guys are already tacked down, and I'm just working on a last piece for our runaround right over here. I got to get that cut and put into place, but I'm trying to get as much stuff done before it gets too hot here in the garage. And I just kind of wanted to talk about a little bit of design considerations here now. I had to change a few things around, mainly on the backboard industries. The ones that are going to be all the way over there, you know, coming off of the main line here, and the ones that are going to be over here. I took a look at the spacing I had, and I wanted to keep at least, well, I was going to shoot for 2 inches between, say, the tracks right there, but I had to do about, well, I don't know, what do we got there? About 1 inch and 3/4 or something like that between, you know, the rail ends there, or the, you know, inside rails here. And I went to the main line to be roughly, let me see if I can get this, roughly 4 inches from the backboard, meaning this inside rail right here is roughly about 4 inches from the backboard. That doesn't leave a lot of room for the industries back here. Now, in the other section of my layout, we'll go over there and take a quick look. Ooh, the place is a mess, and it's already getting toasty over here. I had a little bit more room to play with, and it's just the way I kind of did it here. You can see I've got a good, you know, I think 2 inches or something between the actual backboard and here, and that lets me put sort of a little flat up there that's a little bit more three-dimensional right there. But I think what I want to do here on this end is we're going to have 2 main industries. We're going to have FXI right here that's going to get serviced here. So this is going to be one big industry. We're going to have sort of more industrial area right here, a building and stuff like that. And then the next big industry is, well, this one, or I should say the first one as we come around the corner here, is this one right here, which is, I think it's called Westpac, if I'm not mistaken there. And I also laid in a couple of the streets. You can see little green lines right here, if it shows up right there. I mean, doing 5 inches for the street. Normally I would do 6 inches, you know, to kind of get the really good scale looking, you know, proper. But this end of the layout right here doesn't go as far as the other one. I'm actually losing 2 feet compared to the other one. So, because I got to kind of walk through here and get into the layout. And so you can see I've got a little bit more space there, roughly about 2 feet more on that end. This one is pretty much the same as, well, the yard right here, but the yard's got the swing down bridge that gives it a little bit more space there. So in order to, what am I trying to get at here? I guess, you know, take in design considerations here. What do I really want to do here? Well, this end of the layout here in Santa Ana / Orange, it's very much sort of your typical Southern California business complex, what do you call it, like just sort of industrial looking area, but, you know, with like, you know, your 2-story type office buildings here. And you can see I've kind of placed in the FXI facility right here on my pictures, and that's sort of what we're going to have right here. It's going to be one of our big industries, and unlike the other side where there's a lot of empty space, you know what I mean? Because we don't have a lot of buildings in the foreground, right? You've got the tanker facility over there. You got a little wooded area in the center, and then you've got a very small representation of Royal Plywood over there, and just a whole bunch of concrete, right? Pavement area. So it's very much opened up Whereas this section is going to look quite a bit different because we're going to have a lot of buildings that are just about the same size as this Black Rifle Coffee Company box right here. So a lot of the buildings here, and you can see there's a street right here. The buildings, and then we're going to have buildings here again, pretty much similar to that. It's going to kind of block out a lot of the background over there, right? And so I'm leaving less space for the industry tracks right here, so not a lot of room right there, and I'm good with that because what I'm going to end up doing is just doing flats. I mean, literally flat industry along there, because a lot of it, like I said, is going to be not really visible once you get all of the buildings in place over here in the foreground, because they're going to be the main sort of attraction here on this end, right? Especially is it Westpac here, right? So we're going to have 3 streets. Let's take a quick gander over here. I know I'm yapping over here, but let's take a look at this. Focus there, my man. Come on, camera. Focus, focus, focus. Anyway, let's see if I can do it this way. So there's the track plan. Hopefully that focuses in. There we go. All right. You can see the 3 streets. First one in the corner there, then we got kind of it's supposed to be curved right there. And then finally the last street right there within the center right there, kind of where I've currently got the box, is going to be a building here with trees and stuff like that. And if you take a look at some of the images that I've posted up here, you can kind of see what the look is going to be like. So right there's Westpac, lots of silos and things like that. They make drywall products, you know, drywall paste and things like that. So they're going to be getting a lot of hoppers. Here's another shot of it right here. And that's going to be the main attraction right here. Now, obviously the track plan's a little bit different than reality here, but this is that spur, and the industry is going to cover everything over here from our street line right there. Streets over here. We're going to have a big, huge industry with stuff like that. So you're also not going to really see the background there. It's just going to be my little mountains and a flat over there in the back. Now, a lot of people say, well, this is too cluttered. Why don't you just get rid of that? You know, and well, the whole point is I have to go back, and I've said this before, and kind of think about, you know, what am I doing here? What do I want to do with my layout? What's the sort of building philosophy here? And it's a switching layout, and I need car spots and industries. This isn't about, you know, having trains run through, you know, big haulers or, you know, container trains or anything like that. This is the last mile. This is the actual drop off and pickup of cars here. And so switching is what this is all about. And so I want to keep the industries in the background there because they add the mix to it, right? For instance, if you came in here to, you know, Westpac, switching out a few cars, it's pretty straightforward if you didn't have any other industries, because you just kind of roll around in here. You'll come up this way, and you shove back in here, do your pickups, do your drop-offs, do your pickups, you know, whatever, and away you go, right? But the fun of switching is you kind of mix things up, and maybe you're doing Westpac over here, but then you also got to do a car or two over here, and maybe a car or two over there, and that's what adds the enjoyment of switching, is making it a little bit complicated. Not so much a puzzle, but, you know, a little bit of a puzzle like that. And so the more car spots I've got, the more industries, even if it's just a very flat industry in the background there, that's going to add to the, you know, the switchability, I guess, the enjoyment of doing switching here. So we're getting along here. Like I said, I've starting to get a little bit toasty. I've been getting all the track kind of put down here, and I just kind of, none of this stuff is nailed down or anything like that. Did a few cuts here and there just to get stuff going. Somebody was talking about you're missing ties right there, where you got to cut the end of the ties off to make the connection, and then you keep your little pile of ties, trim them up, and then afterwards, before you ballast, stick them back underneath there. So that's how that works. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna keep going here a little bit, see if I can at least get a little bit more track work done, and then before it gets really, really hot over here. Anyway, I guess that's about it. I'm working away here, so hopefully we shall at least get some of the track down, or at least get most of the track down. I want to try to get all of it down in the next few days, and we won't have it wired up yet, but at least then what the next phase is going to be, you can see I already got a little hopper car over there because I was just sort of sizing things up, is take a few trains and just by hand run the cars in here and get an idea of the scale, how many cars we're going to fit, kind of play around with little scenarios, maybe a little bit in the head, a little bit on the layout with the actual cars. How is the switching going to work? Do we have enough track down here in the end, for our locomotives to do their runaround, that sort of thing. And that's sort of the way I've done it in the past. I've, kind of get the track plan solidified somewhat, pin the track down, get it all connected and everything, so at least you can hand roll cars in and out, and, and see how your track work is, see if there's any weird kinks or anything like that. And then actually just see those little operational things, maybe like over here, I realized, because I was going to end this track right here before it hit the street, and I realized, well, you're not going to be able to fit 2 locomotives right here, so it really does need to extend a little bit farther right here. It's those little things that you can, if you miss it in your planning, you can make adjustments before you start ballasting and drilling holes for drop-in leads and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at, guys. Hope to have another video up tomorrow. Hopefully get a little bit more of this stuff done. Otherwise, take care. Alright guys, as always happens, you get kind of motivated, you get into a groove, and here I am. Got all the track laid down, cut to size, just got a couple little spots like right here, just got to extend that out over here, and the industry track there against the background. That's got to go over here a little bit farther, and but otherwise I've got everything in place, cut, pinned down, with nails, got all the turnouts set in place and everything, and ready to try our first simulated train right here. So I've got 3 hopper cars, and these 2 box cars right here are perfectly the same length as my local, the GP40, GP38, that sort of thing. Just a 60 footer and a 50 footer, pretty much the same size. So let me take a swig of coffee, and we'll run this little simulated train here. Coming in, I should keep it on camera here. Ooh, it's getting toasty. I might just pass out. We end up stopping over here, and if we're going to be taking the train down to Westpac over here, we got to stop over here, and we will put the camera down here so you can actually see it. We go through our little S-turn right here. Now the hopper cars are going to end up down on this track right here. So I think I got all the switches here set correctly. And they're going to come all the way down this way, and we got to clear the switch there and have enough track to fit both of our simulated locomotives right here. And as you can see, that works out just fine. And now what we would do, if we were just doing drop-offs, shove all the way back into there and do our drop-offs right there. So that's kind of the next step right here. I know I kind of cut the video, or I'm all done, but the next step is just to run little scenarios like this. I'm gonna get a couple of cars, set out additional cars in there, play sort of what if scenarios here. If we got to do a runaround and things like that, and kind of see where the weak points are. Do I need to do we need to add a little bit of track over here, you know, like 1 inch or something stupid like that? Or maybe it's a bigger change. Maybe we got to move a turnout or something like that. That's where this little simulated, you know, playtime, whatever, testing, let's call it that. Our simulated testing here will help us really get the track plan solidified and find any of those weak spots that maybe we got to make a few adjustments before we start gluing track down and all that. Anyway, guys, it's getting hot in here, so I think I'm done for the day, and I'll post this video, and hopefully I'll have another one up tomorrow. Get back at it over here, start doing some testing. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye again.